Right now, some part of you is touching something. A chair, a phone, the floor under your feet. It feels solid, real, like two things bumping into each other. Here's the uncomfortable truth. They never actually touch. Not once, not ever, not even a little bit. And once you understand why, you're never going to feel a table the same way again. Let's zoom in, really zoom in. You're made of atoms, about 7 billion of them, give or take. And if you could blow one up to the size of a football stadium, the nucleus, where basically all the mass lives, would be smaller than a marble sitting on the 50-yard line. Everything else empty. Not mostly empty, actually genuinely empty. The electrons out near the stadium seats aren't little balls orbiting like planets either. That's the picture from your third grade science textbook, and it's wrong. They're more like a probability cloud, a smear of might be here, might be there, and most of that cloud is just nothing happening. So do the math on your whole body. If you removed all the empty space from every atom in every human being on Earth, all 8 billion of us would fit into a volume roughly the size of a sugar cube. A sugar cube, that's what's really there if solidity meant what you think it means. Which raises a pretty obvious question. If you're 99% empty space and your desk is 99% empty space, why doesn't your hand just fall straight through it? The honest answer isn't gravity, and it isn't the atoms bumping into each other. It's something almost nobody gets taught properly. Electrons hate sharing a space. It's called the Pauli exclusion principle, and the short version is this. Two electrons can never occupy the exact same quantum state at the same time. Not won't, can't. It's not a rule they're following. It's closer to a law of the universe with zero exceptions, ever, anywhere. So, when you press your hand against the table, the electron clouds in your fingertip get close to the electron clouds in the wood. And long before any actual matter would touch, those electrons start violently refusing to overlap. That refusal is what pushes back. That's the solid feeling. You're not feeling matter. You're feeling a rule being enforced. Which means your entire life of physical experience, every hug, every handshake, every time you've stubbed your toe, has never once involved actual contact. You have never touched another human being. You've gotten extremely, uncomfortably close at a scale too small to notice. And an invisible force field stopped you a fraction of an atom short every single time. And it gets stranger the further you push it. Neutron stars exist because under enough gravity, that electron repulsion finally loses. The star collapses until its atoms are crushed together so hard there's almost no empty space left at all. A teaspoon of neutron star material weighs about as much as a mountain. That's what actually solid looks like, and it takes a collapsing sun's worth of gravity to get there. Your desk isn't even close. Nothing you've ever touched is even close. So here's where it gets less about physics and more about you. If solid was never really true, if it was always just a story your nervous system tells you so you don't walk into walls, then how much of the rest of what feels obviously, unquestionably real is doing the same thing? Color isn't out there in the world. It's your brain's interpretation of wavelengths that have no color of their own. Sound is just air pressure until something turns it into music. Even the sense that you're one continuous you, sitting here watching this, is a construction. A really good one built over millions of years, but a construction all the same. None of this makes it fake. That's the part worth sitting with. The table is still going to hold your coffee cup. Your hand is still going to stop at the door instead of passing through it. The forces are real. The physics is real. The experience is real. It's just not what it feels like from the inside. You've spent your entire life having an incredibly convincing, entirely accurate illusion of solidity, built out of a force that's really just electrons refusing to get too close. So next time you sit down or shake someone's hand or lean back against a wall, you can know with total scientific confidence that nothing is actually touching anything. You're not solid. Nothing is. You're a sugar cube's worth of matter wrapped in a thin fog of electrons, being held apart from the entire rest of the universe by a rule nobody can break. And somehow, that's still enough to build a whole life on.